I got the book. It's called The Book of Lamech of Cain. And it starts out pretty interesting because, he's a descendant of Cain. And it talks about the mark of Cain. And I don't know if it was like albinoism or if it was kind of just like a really white color. But it refers to it as leprous white is the mark. And in the Bible, it talks about Lamech. Man, I mean, it's cold. Like, my hands are cold right now. I don't have any gloves on. There's all this water everywhere. All the ice melted. There's a lot of ice. So it talks about, in that book, about the mark of Cain being leprous white. And it really goes into detail. And Lamech, kind of to start with, he wants to be done with the curse of his father, Cain, right? Or like his great-grandfather. And he questions his parentage. And basically the parentage of him, from what I'm gathering, that Cain took for a wife, I'm thinking his twin sister. Okay, I'm not sure with that. But he really wanted to be done with the mark of Cain and the curse of Cain. And he went to Jared, which is the father of Enoch, I think, and was asking him how to do sacrifices and stuff like that. And then he has like a father or grandfather, Methuselah, I think is what his name is. And he's basically telling him there is no God, there's only sin. And that's what we worship. So that's kind of how the book starts out. It's not a very long book. And at the beginning of the book, it's very fragmented. So you're kind of having to kind of guess, because there'll be like part of a sentence and then it's fragmented with other pieces. And so you kind of got to draw your own conclusions on a lot of it. But even some of the fragmented sentences, they're pretty good. You can see that what the meaning behind the whole like fragmented sentence paragraph thing is. Not that I need to look back because the train just come, but it's a good habit. Come on, Marley. So he really wants to be done with this curse, and in frustration he gets upset, and he has a giant. I can't remember the giant's name, who's a friend of his. So and eventually he's trying to get redemption, and he's like, screw this, and he's wants to get in line with the lineage of Seth. And so Lamech is a polygamist, and he's more than a polygamist, man. He's a murderer. He's like, screw this, and he gets this Leviathan behemoth. It's a huge monster, and it kind of leads you to believe that it's some sort of dragon, maybe with a couple horns or something on its head. And he essentially asks for protection from his monster, right? And he'll do these incantations, and his own son, Tubal Cain, at some point is like, no, right? But so he gets protection money, and he ends up being like he just participates in all these orgies, right? And then and all these different kind of incantations of like these satanic incantations, and and it's pretty evil. marries, I can't remember who he marries, but he marries his two sisters, Ada and Zillah, and they're twins, and I can't remember who's the father of this. But so they're twins, and they're beautiful. God, are we getting another train? So Ada and Zillah. So totally weird, another train. So the train has stopped. I don't know what the deal is, but we're gonna have to walk along the side of the track. Marley's not liking it. Come on. So that's a first. I guess it's because of all the ice or whatever. It kind of put work off. But so Ada. So back to Lamech, and it turns out that Lamech was kind of a creep. So he was a friend of a giant, and I'm thinking that was like his sexual partner or whatever. And and he Marley. But he had this giant, and then he had this like Leviathan or Behemoth, and I don't know if it was like a dragon. At first, I thought it was like this water thing or whatever. But he would I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm gonna mention it again. He would ask for protection money. That's what I gathered from the story. He'd ask for protection money from people, and would they would keep the monster from attacking. And I'm gonna walk alongside the railroad track. So I think I'm free up here. So after that, so he'd ask for this protection money, and then he'd like say some sort of incantations and pray or do some spells. And this like Leviathan, Behemoth, or dragon, or whatever it was, wouldn't attack him. So he ended up trying to seek righteousness and having this curse banished from him to, I don't know, this is just what I'm getting. I might have to read it again. It's pretty easy to read. It's not long. And to collecting, I guess, protection money, because he was pretty wealthy, because he got Ada and Zillah, and apparently they were drop dead gorgeous